Right, good evening, wherever you are watching us from. Welcome to the midweek edition of Pulse of the Week. My name is yours truly, Kofi Asante Mensah, and this is NSG News. This is your platform with integrity and discipline, you can say. Welcome, it's 24th of September 2025, and this is Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition, where we digest and focus on major news stories, break it down for your consumption. Welcome to the bulletin. We are streaming live on YouTube, and it is NSG News TV. Please join us, share with us your comment, and share the link with your other colleagues and your friends wherever you are. We say welcome and welcome on board. From our luxurious studios here in Accra, Ghana, Amahia in Adenta, we say good evening and welcome. Just after this breather, we get into our major news update or the headlines for you. All right, so welcome back. It's still Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition here on NSG News TV on YouTube. And we are streaming. Please join us and share your comments with us. We'll be happy to read it to the rest of the world. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and this is how I say welcome. We'll begin rather on a very increment note, because the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission PURC has announced a 1.14% increase in electricity tariffs effective October 1, 2025, while water tariffs remain unchanged. So we have some 1.14 increase in electricity tariffs from October 1. Please note, you'll be paying some more. Let's continue with combating crime. 10 suspects have been arrested and dismantled. I must say 10 suspects have been arrested and 3 shot dead as police dismantle a notorious gang behind rural bank robberies across the country. And the police IGP has this to say.
Obuase and Boho near Kronom, these are the hideouts of these criminals. I'm delighted to announce that we have successfully dismantled the gang behind all these robberies. So far, we have successfully arrested – 10 suspects. 3 other suspects were shot dead in the course of the operation during a shootout with the police. We have launched a manhunt for the remaining suspects who are on the run. We will not stop until we get them arrested. We were also able to recover 14 weapons, including AK-47 rifles, pump-action guns, a single-barrel gun, pistols, ammunition, vehicles, mobile phones, among others. The Director General CID will give you the full details of the operation, the suspects, exhibits, among others. Commendations. I would like to acknowledge and commend Ashanti Regional Police Commander and his intelligence team for the role they played to ensure the success of this operation. Commander, get up. Get up. Let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. Thank you. I would also like to commend all other officers who played critical roles towards this successful operation. I wish to sincerely thank members of the public who volunteered credible information to the police that contributed to this breakthrough. I want to take this opportunity to call all members of the public to support the police with information for successful investigation. Let us all be vigilant members of the community and report any suspicious persons or activities to the police. As you may be aware, The service is committed to rewarding credible information shared to support our investigation. In conclusion, I would like to assure you that the police will continue to make life uncomfortable for criminal elements in our society. We will continue to pursue you till you are brought to justice. On this note,
all right, so that was the police IGP, Yohonu, commending his men over there, and that's so nice. The criminals, please, we are coming after you. Wherever you are, we are coming after you. Let's do some more stories over here. This is Pulse of the Week, and we are streaming live on YouTube, and it is NSG News TV. Please get in touch, share a few comments with us, and we'll share it with the rest of the world over here. There is a survey by the Global Info Analytics, and it says a new Global Info Analytics survey shows President John Dramani Maham's early honeymoon period fading as his job performance approval ratings slip. And we'll get you details of it very more when we get the Executive Director for Global Info Analytics to dig deeper with us here on NSG News Pulse of the Week. Let's do some more politics because the new Patriotic Party flag bearership race is on. Kennedy Ejapon says they know he is ready to become president when he went for the vetting just yesterday. Take a look.
Second time coming to such a vetting. Was it any different from the first time you came?
No, not really. You know, I was prepared. So I believe I answered all the questions. And they know I'm ready to be president of this country. Yeah.
But what were your major takeaways from today's session?
So they really wanted to know why I want to be president and my vision for the country,
okay,
as well as the party.
Okay.
So I enumerated a couple of points and how I'm going to address some problems. So basically that was the interview. They know I've been through and through party man for so long. So I didn't face any serious questions, or they didn't antagonize me because they know my potential already. But they asked tangible and reasonable, I would say reasonable questions. They were not hostile to me, and I was free to answer their questions.
I imagine your plan to use the Asian model to develop Ghana.
I said it there too. I told them and explained what I mean by Asian model. You know, I've seen some proof. Let me explain further. So Asian model, what they did that time when they decided to compete with Europe and America was that they identified potential talents and potential businessmen and funded their projects like Daewoo, Hyundai, Samsung in Korea, for instance. They made sure, made conscious efforts to support them by giving them loans. And the loans, what they did was that if Mr. Honorable Kwaku Kwarteng decides to build this building, they will ask for the cost of the raw materials and where he's going to get the raw materials from. The government...
Right, so that was Kennedy Akompreko Ejapon, and his slogan is "Get Connected." Let's do some more stories relating to the vetting of the new Patriotic Party flag bearers as aspirants. And I must say, Dr. Brian Champon insists a presidential candidate must be resourceful and adds that jobs are part of the campaign.
The final one, you've been very vocal, especially on the campaign trail, where some of the aspirants have said that you are throwing subtle jabs at them. There have been responses as well. If given the chance, some of the things that you said, would you retract them?
There have been a few jabs, and I think there will be a couple more. We are embarking on a campaign. I mean, I will be hit. Others will be hit. It's part of the campaign. It's normal in our politics, except that wisdom must be applied for you to know the line beyond which you are infuriating somebody. That will make unity post-election difficult. But the regular jabs of pecking people's faces, I mean, those ones will happen. We just have to make sure that we don't poke the eyes, and that will become a problem.
Let's take the video for the one he said, you must be very resourceful in terms of money.
Territory Party headquarters. I've been here, a member of this party. I met with the committee and standard questions. It's a vetting. It's not an interview. It's a vetting to see whether I qualify. And as a member of parliament, it's very easy to qualify for such a vetting unless you have any other thing against you. And I don't have anything. So we just had a normal conversation about how we're going to move our party forward.
There was an issue about development fee, 4 million Ghana cedis, which some of the aspirants raised concerns about, saying that is the party now being sold to the highest bidder? Why is the party charging development fee? You are one of the candidates to lead the party. What do you have to say about the development fee?
Well, as far as I am concerned, it was a requirement that came with the forms that we have to pay a development fee. If you are a presidential candidate, you have to be able to demonstrate resourcefulness, to be able to mobilize what is required to fulfill the party's requirement. It has been done. As to whether it is the right amount, fair amount, exorbitant or low, that is up to the party people and the party leadership to decide. I am not for, against. I'm very neutral about it. I think that my team have fulfilled that requirement, and we are ready to embark on our campaign.
I'm sure you asked about your vision for the country. What did you tell the panel?
But I don't think that it came in that form. The vetting largely is based on your qualification to be a presidential candidate and to satisfy the constitutional requirement. That is what the vetting is about. There were some side questions more about how we bring the party together, or the vision on how, when you become a candidate, unite us to win. Those questions were answered square and fair. But I took an oath in there not to discuss the details of the vetting committee. If you are to ask me on another forum of my vision for the party and the country, I will be able to tell you. But for the things that happen inside the vetting committee, because of the oath that I took, you may have to.
All right, so that was the Abetifi constituency member of parliament and former Greek minister Brian Acheampong. The 4 million, he says he has settled it. The development fee, no problem at all. You must be resourceful. You should know that. Let's move on, because his advisor, the campaign advisor for Dr. Brian Acheampong, his name is Andy Appiah-Kubi. He has revealed the biggest disappointment in the previous government was a lack of discipline.
He's a trained soldier, and therefore he expects discipline in even the campaign and in people who come into public office. My personal singular disappointment in previous government has been the absence of discipline in office. And he represents the disciplined one who will expect everybody as an appointee to exalt his virtue as a disciplinarian, and for that matter also deliver as a public officer with all the levels of discipline that one would expect in administration. So he is somebody that will bring us the economic benefits, the social benefits. He is also a philanthropist. I mean, we know it. Having sponsored a lot of people in education and also sponsored a lot of people to go through healthcare. So he is the person with multiple attributes, where we can sell to the rest of the country for them to also build confidence, faith in him, for us to be able to achieve a victory in 2028. If there is anything that you see, because I want to commission all of you as part of the campaign, if there is anything that you see that you find inconsistent with expectations, please do not hesitate to call our attention.
All right, so that was Andy Apiakobi making some frantic efforts to convince even media personnel to be part of the campaign team of Brian Acheampong. Quite interesting. Still on Pulse of the Week here on NSG News, and we are broadcasting live from our Mahia studios here in Accra, Ghana. Wherever you are watching us from, thank you. Please share the link because we are streaming live on YouTube, and it is NSG TV, NSG News TV, and that is our channel's name. Let's do some more stories on this NPP vetting, because former flag bearer and former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has expressed satisfaction with the vetting committee.
Take this opportunity to thank all of you for being here. As you know, I have just been in front of our vetting committee, and we have had very fruitful discussions. They've asked many questions, and I have answered those questions. So I'm very satisfied with my vetting, and I pray that everything is okay. I hope the committee is just as satisfied as I am. I think they will be. But I am very thankful to all of you for making the time to wait for us. I want to thank the rank and file of the party, and I think from vetting we are entering the country to campaign. We are not taking anything for granted. We have to campaign very hard, sell our ideas, and sell the MPP so that we can secure this nomination and then proceed for the 2028 election. I want to thank all of you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so that was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia expressing some satisfaction and giving thanks to everybody over there. Let's continue still with the opposition New Patriotic Party, because the youth wing has submitted a petition to the police and the president as part of their Yensro Ehunahuna demonstration.
I took my phone and I called one of our party lawyers, Counsel Afuakwa, who came and stood in as counsel for these ladies. Mr. President, it will interest you to know that these ladies were kept for 96 hours before they were put before court. And even when we told the court that the 48-hour rule had been broken, the court still admitted them into police custody for 2 weeks. Mr. President, this is so gross, so wrong. We cannot treat the very young people, the budding, teeming youth of our country in such a disgusting manner. And I know that in your conscience, you know it is not right. That is why we are appealing to you that call your state agencies to order the flagrant abuse of power, selective application of the law, selective injustice is becoming one too many. That endangers the democracy we are all enjoying. Your Excellency, this petition is yours to go through, and we demand of you to immediately ask the security agencies to stop the Rambo-style arrest of individuals and apply the law equitably and fairly, that MPP members are not second-class citizens of this country. We equally pay taxes. However, when NDC people are at fault with the law, they are treated with kiss gloves. Classical example being Tax and hoodlums who attacked Howard Kumsi and the rest at Ablekuma North in the rerun of the by-election. Recently in Akwetia by-election, one of the communication officers in Ablekuma, in Ebuakwa North, threatened the life of the minority leader. The minority chief whip, Anodompre, Afenyo Markin, our national organizer, Nanabi, their lives. To date, a petition before the IGP, they have not been arrested. We saw your national vice chairman as good morning, our colleagues from the media, the Ghana Police Service. First and foremost, we are grateful that you are here to receive our petition. We would have been happy if the IGP were here in person to receive the petition himself. However, we are optimistic that, and so would the message be transmitted to him. Our friends from the media, we have a petition for the IGP of the Republic of Ghana. As you're all aware, about 2 weeks ago, we announced that we will be having a protest against the Ghana police alongside other security agencies in the country, and also the presidency of the Republic of Ghana. We have grievances that we want to put before you, the security agencies of this country, and also the government. First and foremost, the name of our demo is Ehunahuna. And also, this is a petition by the New Patriotic Party to the office of the President and the Inspector General of Police. We have concerns that, one, there is selective application of the law in this country, which does not augur well for the building of a thriving and vibrant democracy. The New Patriotic Party handed over power to the National Democratic Congress on the 7th of January 2025 after a peaceful election and a peaceful transfer of power. However, afterwards, we have seen a pattern of harassment in the form of arrest of MPP people. In the petition, we have mentioned a number of people that the police and other security agencies have arrested for relatively unjustifiable reasons. I can mention but a few that of Adenta Kumi, Mohammed Amadou Sakor, who only made a Facebook post, and because of that he was taken into custody. I can mention Okatachie Afifa Mensa, who was also bundled by security forces after he had finished writing an exam and taken into custody. IGP, I can also mention Gordon Asare Bediakun, a journalist who was picked up for essentially no reason. Worst of all, we saw the police on a raid of a young man, Sir Obama. And IGP, it was sad to see that your heavily built men broke down.
Quite interesting. Let's do some UN stories, because President John Dramani Mahama addressed the UN General Assembly and delivered a keynote at the U.S. Center for Disease Control.
Your Excellency, the Chairperson of the African Union, Your Excellencies, colleagues, heads of state and government, Your Excellency, the Chairperson of the African Union Commission and Commissioners, Honorable Ministers, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege for me to join you this afternoon under a theme that directly addresses Africa's future, that is securing our health sovereignty. We're called to address the challenges Africa faces today. The truth is stark. External funding for healthcare and humanitarian assistance is declining rapidly. The U.S. Congress in July cut $8 billion from the budget for U.S. international assistance. U.S. aid contracts worth $54 billion have been terminated. This is not peculiar to the U.S. alone. The NATO allies and Europe, in order to meet the target of 5% of GDP spending for defense, are all making cuts to their overseas development assistance. If we do not take our health destiny into our own hands by shaping new strategies and partnerships, our citizens will be left without medicines, without vaccines, and without hope. And there will be a reversal in the health outcomes in Africa. The meeting of the Committee of Heads of States and Government of the Africa CDC today is vital because as heads of state, the responsibility of leadership in protecting the health and lives of our citizens rests directly on our shoulders. We must step up to the plate and redirect resources to where they matter most. We must cut wasteful expenditure and channel funds to improving healthcare facilities, training more health professionals, producing our own medicines and our own vaccines. In Ghana, we're not just talking about sovereignty, we're working to make it real. We've passed the Ghana Medical Trust Fund Act, which is a bold new program that provides sustainable financing for people battling with non-communicable diseases. We've set up our National Vaccine Institute, backed with seed money of 75 million Ghana cedis, to make Ghana a hub for vaccine research and manufacturing for our sub-region. We're soon to roll out our free primary health care program so that essential care is available to everyone without cost, without barriers, and without delay. Just this year, we uncapped the National Health Insurance Levy to restore 33.5 billion cedis, that's about $300 million of health funding, which was previously swept into the Consolidated Fund for Consumption. These are practical steps that demonstrate that where there's political will, sovereignty is achievable. Just last month at the African Health Sovereignty Summit in Accra, we launched the Accra Compact and the Accra Reset Agenda. The Accra Reset Agenda aims to transform the global governance structure amidst the current global uncertainty. And the starting point for this transformation is in the health sector. Africa must not only be invited to global health discussions, Africa must be a co-convener, we must be a co-designer, and a co-owner of the solutions and outcomes of these global fora. Today's meeting of the Committee of Heads of State and Government of Africa CDC is a place to carry this vision forward. And so when we go to Gavi, the Global Fund, or the Pandemic Fund, we must go as one Africa, united, determined, and demanding fairness and equity. In my closing call, colleagues, let us move from words to action. As the world steps back, let Africa step forward. Let us invest in our people's health by investing in our health systems.
So, that's John Dramani Mahama, all the way in the UN General Assembly, addressing the Disease Control Center, or the Control Disease Center. Let's do some more stories over here on NSG News Update with your man, Kofi Asante Mensah, streaming live on YouTube. And it is NSG News TV. Please check our channel out and you would love it. Spokesperson for the Bawumia campaign, Dennis Miracles Abuaje, is calling for boreholes to be provided in Galamsey affected communities to ease the water crisis.
The language and the posture that the government has taken, we believe that it is a posture that doesn't inspire hope and doesn't encourage us and give us the assurance that the government is willing and ready to deal with this Galamsey menace. As you can see, and I'm sure you've already gathered from the community, more than half, or about half of the central region currently do not have potable drinking water because the Kwenyako water treatment plant has been shut down. The community members tell us that this is something they haven't experienced before. That they have never seen this Ayesu River here looking this way. Very, very bad. It's never been like this until about 2.5 months ago. The very painful aspect of it is that the community members, or even in this district, Agona East District, Agona West, Gomoa Central, and all of its adjoining districts, none of them have mining going on in their areas. And so you have a community that have nothing to do with mining. They don't know what gold is in terms of seeing raw gold. They have never been engaged in mining before. Right ahead of us here is somebody's farm, which we have to walk through and come here. And they have to suffer the consequences. So this community is struggling. About half of Central Region do not have potable water because there is active Galamsey going on in the Eastern Region, somewhere in the Yesuano area, Enuma Pepem to be precise, where we are just coming from. And the repercussion or its negative effect is being felt by hundreds of thousands of people in close to about 11 other districts in the Central Region. Think about it. The mining is happening in the Eastern Region, and you have over 11 districts suffering the consequences when they have nothing to do with mining. Now, the Government Communications Minister, Honorable Kwachio Fusu, tells us that we can only tell him that Galamsey is worsened if we show him proof. This morning, our friends from the media, the mission here is to present the proof to Honorable Kwachio Fusu so he can pass it on to the President and the government and let the NDC government understand that there is enough proof that Galamsey is worsened. And today, many more districts who hitherto 9 months ago were living their peaceful life and going about their lives without any stress cannot get water to drink because of the escalated nature of Galamsey across the country. We are worried because the NDC government has a record and history of always muddying our water bodies whenever they are in power. And we are not the ones saying it. The data proves it. Indeed, if you go to the Water Resources Commission website, there is enough evidence that shows that before 2010, when Galamsey escalated in the manner we are seeing today in this country, we had 40 water sites that were being tracked by the Water Resources Commission.
So, Miracles Abuaji over there, almost the same thing those guys, Samijefi, pursued when they were in opposition. He has gone ahead to do almost the same thing, but that's fine. Still, on NSG News, let's do some more stories because there is some criminality and prosecution request from the Deputy NDC General Secretary Mustapha Bande. He has urged the special prosecutor to bring former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to face justice.
And go to heaven and come. Look, Ken Ofori-Atta is sitting in the U.S. and pretending to the white people as if he have been victimized by this government and that he's innocent. Do you think Ken Ofori-Atta, is saying to the white people that, oh, they should help him and that he is being victimized by this government? We are going to put pressure on this, how do they call the man? This special prosecutor. If he cannot bring Ken Ofori-Atta, he should resign. Ken Ofori-Atta is a wanted fugitive of national consensus, including people in the NDC, the MPP. He has to be brought down to face justice. If we sit here and Yoko is arresting Ghanaians and extraditing them to US, and the US will not bring one wanted man, a man who has even punished our pensioners, taking their money, yet supervise every scandal that transpired in the Nana Ado's administration in the last 8 years. He has no business sitting there as the head of special prosecutor. Then we are going to stop Yoko from arresting, stolen cars. We can't be doing that. Only one man. Bring him. He is not sick. Bring him. Let him come and die here. We will attend his funeral. He's saying that when some people die, they will assume they are dead bodies, and we will be here to see Ken Ofori-Atta being prosecuted, whether they like it or not. And
right, Mustapha Bande over there. This is still Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition, and this has to do with the news update, what we call the headlines. And it's your man, Kofi Asante Mensah, from our studios here at Amahia in Accra. We'll be going for a quick breather. When we return, we have a session to continue. Please stay with us.
A whole new beginning. Get used to it. I have stepped into my new beginning. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday of darkness is gone. A whole new beginning. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get used to it. I've stepped into my new level. See me watching me fly on eagle's wing. A whole new beginning.
So Ziba over there with New Beginning. Please check the video out, and all her songs are over there. Please go and download, play, and enjoy it. A very powerful, inspirational gospel singer, Ziba. Let's settle down for our discussion tonight. Today we are looking at the Founders Day. You remember Monday was a holiday, and it was because Dr. Kwame Nkrumah marked his 116th birthday, 116. And the government in part, the John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government held what they termed as Nkrumah Fest at Nkrofo. We want to look at the significance of this very celebration. Is it worth it? We have social and developmental analyst, Mr. Ibad Ibrahim, joining us pretty shortly. He is also a security consultant, joining us this evening for some intellectual discussion. When we are done with that, we'll look at the protest. It looks like this week has become a week of protest, an exception of Monday. Even on Monday, I think it began actually on Sunday, because the vigil of the Fix the Country, Democracy, Have People started on Sunday and developed into Monday. And on Tuesday, the Yensro and Hunahuna demonstration also came up. So we'll look at the security implication of all of that. Don't forget, in the northern part of our country, some nurses who claim they have not been paid for some 8 to 9 months were also agitating. They were on the roads. And forget not also that the Teacher Education Workers Union, TEWU, they are actually on a strike. We'll have all those discussion over here. And on the burning issue this evening still, we'll talk about the nomination of Justice Bafo Boni. We will look at his profile, who Justice Bafo Boni is and what credentials he brings on the table of the judiciary. And we'll have time to discuss who has a very powerful marketability impact on Ghanaians per the MPP vetting for the flag bearership slot. Welcome. Now, we'll go. Is Ibad ready? Not yet. All right. So let's pick some few video clips from the Nkrumah Fest ceremony, which was pursued on Monday, and they call it Nkrumah Fest. It was the 116th birthday of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Please watch this. I'll be right back.
Honorable Emmanuel Amma Kofibua, Honorable Samia Yaba Nkrumah, Deputy Minister of Health, Deputy Minister of Health, Mama Akwa. Let's Akwa
All right, so that's some of the highlights of the Nkrumah Fest held in his hometown. And we have our social, developmental, security analyst, Mr. Ibad Ibrahim, on Zoom. Mr. Ibad Ibrahim, good evening and welcome to the program.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and I can see you're outside, and being outside doesn't deter you from talking to us. I'm so happy with that.
Senior Kofi Asante. On my way to the airport, but I said no. Let me park at a pub or a restaurant and attend to my senior brother. I'm always
That's so
grateful for
lovely.
the opportunity, and I felt it was important for me to put aside everything and then do this with you briefly. Then I proceed to the airport, sir.
I'm so grateful, and my viewers are also grateful. Thank you very much for being there for us. Let's talk about Kwame Nkrumah briefly, and the other subject also briefly, then you can make your way. Please talk to me. What is the significance of this very program? What do you make of this Nkrumah Fest as celebrated by this very government last Monday?
I think Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's body contained just too much. No matter the pages of history that the world dedicates to the life exploits, the toil and sweat and the sacrifices of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the story can never be told completely. He came at an era where gallant Africans were a rare commodity. He led this country to be the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence. That is how come Ghana can't forget him, Africa can't forget him, and the rest of the world cannot forget him. And so Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was just more than a leader. He was a leader who represented the vision of a continent. And I believe decades and centuries to come, the world will continue to celebrate the exploits of this great man. But beyond the pomp and pageantry, beyond the festivities, do we really take a minute or a moment to think about what Dr. Nkrumah really stood for, what his philosophy was, and how we can make his thoughts relevant in the 21st century. He lived in an era where there was no internet, but Dr. Nkrumah had a way of connecting the whole of Africa, even connecting people who were of African descent but were out of the continent. He was highly inspired by Marcus Garvey, W.E. Du Bois, and other gallant Pan-Africanists. So let's see how Gen Z get to know about the true exploits of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. At a time we are poo-pooing immigrants coming from the rest of Africa, Dr. Nkrumah represented bringing together Africa and not excommunicating or exorcising Africans. And so therefore, the Nkrumah's legacy can never be celebrated enough. But how do we make his thoughts relevant to the new generation so that as torchbearers who did the best they could, those of us who have come almost a century after them will continue to bear that torch and represent Africa and Pan-Africanism. So beyond the festivity, beyond the party, beyond the pomp and pageantry, beyond the conferences and workshops, are we really imbibing into our youth, the next generation of African leaders, the thoughts and philosophy of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, so his legacy will continue to persist? That is the million-dollar question.
That's very good, and I think we should be pondering over that very stuff very importantly, because the borders dividing us as Africans is not the right way. But the key thing is this: the NDC government seems to align itself with the tenant of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and the NPP do not adhere him so much like that. Do you go for the founders with apostrophe, or after the apostrophe, before the apostrophe, or after the apostrophe? Which one should we go for?
It boils down to semantics. No doubt, it takes a tree for the rope to see the sky or get to the sky. Dr. Nkrumah did not take Ghana where he took us in a bike. Dr. Nkrumah, having left Accra as a teacher, went to the United States to study. And he couldn't have walked back into a country he had left for almost 12 years-ish, and then have got the impact he got later. But it took some people, it took some men of substance, like Pa Grant, who paid for his air flights. Other people, J.B. Dankwa, whose brain it was, to bring together the UGCC and others. But as history will have it, And there were points of dissonance, even though the point of convergence was that Ghana needed to be independent. But as to the timing and when Ghana should gain independence, there was some disagreement between these towering figures. So J.B. Danquah and other members of the Big Six felt that we could get independence in the shortest possible time. But Kwame Nkrumah said he wanted independence there and then. And so he seceded from the UGCC and established the CPP, which unfortunately is a pale shadow of what it represented during the time of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Maybe we'll delve into that. Every political party is claiming to be an Nkrumah, but Nkrumah's party is ailing. Nkrumah's party is divided. Nkrumah's party is ill-funded. Nkrumah's party is almost going extinct. Nkrumah's party cannot even gain 1% of the popular votes that are cast in the Republic of Ghana. So the sum total of the disagreement was that Dr. Nkrumah at some point had to imprison J.B. Danquah. And this, for me, is a footnote in this whole romance, story that went sour between these gallant leaders that fought for our independence.
I think Mr. Baz Ibrahim's video has frozen, and we'll get in touch with him. Please stay with us here on NSG News, and this is Pulse of the Week. We are online with Mr. Ibad Ibrahim. I think he's back. Mr. Ibad Ibrahim. All right, so we'll get Mr. Ibad Ibrahim back on the line pretty shortly to continue the discussion on Nkrumah. I wanted to find out, I think it's back. Mr. Ibad Ibrahim, you're back.
Yes, sir. So I think there were disagreements. Nkrumah was born on the 21st of September. Some say 1909, others say 1912. Be that as it may, for so long, the country, Ghana, had been celebrating Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And 21st,
I know, he is outside, that's why the network is quite disturbing. But that's okay. We'll get back to him to get more on this very subject. I wanted to find out some more about Nkrumah and especially on his factories. He had a lot of factories built, over 100 factories, but still we cannot even find one as we speak. Right. So our guest is Mr. Ibad Ibrahim. He's a security, social, and developmental analyst, and we are online with him to get the best out of him relating to our subject for discussion this evening. If you're joining us, please feel free to share your comment with us because we are live on YouTube, and handle is NSG News TV. Please share your comment also with us, and we will read them here live on the show. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and it is Pulse of the Week. And we'll pick another highlight of the event that's happened in the hometown of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Don't forget, here at NSG News, we break the issues down for your consumption, and this is your most authoritative and comprehensive news analysis program. We say news with integrity. Please stay. Let's pick a video from how the event went on Monday as this government celebrated Nkrumah's 116th anniversary, and it was marked and dubbed as Nkrumah Fest all the way in Nkrofo in his home region. And also don't forget that we'll be dealing with some demonstration stories over here on NSG Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition. We'll talk to some experts over here because the Fix the Country movement, they also call themselves Democracy Hub. They organized a vigil on Sunday and continued with a protest march on Monday. They were quite worried because many youth and many Ghanaians couldn't turn up for that very protest or demonstration, but they did it anyway, and they didn't present any petition. They made sure their message went down there. The media also covered it very, very well. And just before that very demonstration on a Monday, here you have it, the New Patriotic Party also came up with Yensro Ehunehuna demonstration. It also came up, and you can see some stalwart of the party flagging Jordan, the youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party, making some few pronouncements over there as he presents the petition to the officers from the IGP's office, and also continued to the Jubilee House, where he presented a petition to the presidency or office of the president over there. And we also have some more stories relating to protests, because some unpaid nurses in the northern part of our country also protested and took to the streets. They outlined some grievances they have. And here you have it. Some of them are talking and they are very unhappy. I think we have to watch this very video. Please stay with me as we watch this video and return shortly with Mr. Ibad Ibrahim on Zoom. Please stay.
Some of us are being vacated from our premises where we stay and then go to work. We pray that the government will hear our cry and then pay us, so they'll be able to settle our bills. Some people are really going through a lot. Yes, thank you.
Okay, Ralph, I want to...
Okay. I'm Jemima, one of the 2020 graduate nurses who have not been paid. In fact, we are suffering. We are tired. We need our money. It has not been easy for us. Sitting at home for even 4 years without employment. And now we have been employed for almost 10 months now without salaries. So we are pleading with the government of Ghana, the Minister of Health, the Finance Minister to come to our aid and grant us our salaries. Thank you.
Ralph, I want to understand from you, now that you are marching, where is the protest heading towards, and who are you going to send your petition to? And what is the timeline, basically?
So, this is not a demonstration against the government. This is just an appeal to the government to pay us our salaries that we have sweated for the past 8 to 9 months. And so today, the nurses within the northern zone of the country is going to submit a petition to the Northern Regional Minister to advocate for us in the highest office of government for us to be paid immediately.
Wow. So nurses in the northern part of the country, they told us very soon the southern part, nurses who have not been paid would also demonstrate, and they would be here in Accra and Koforidua and wherever to support Kumasi, to support this very demonstration. And I'm happy to go back on Zoom to talk to Mr. Ibad Ibrahim. Mr. Ibad Ibrahim, I can see you are driving already. I think I have to allow you to continue. Maybe on Friday we can have more of you, Mr. Ibad Ibrahim, there. And he is driving to the airport. I can hear you, but I think the network is not quite favorable. So we'll allow you. Maybe Friday we can have more of you.
Are you okay?
Okay, I think it's better. Are you able to drive and talk to us, because you have to stay focused, sir?
Don't worry, I can hear you loud and clear. You are on loudspeaker.
Very well. Then talk to me. I was about asking you about reasons why the NDC glorifies Nkrumah and MPP doesn't, and in as much as they glorify Nkrumah, they were the same political party that sold many of his factories to the cronies. Why is that?
Well, I think Captain Chairman Rawlings, ruled this country for a very long time, 19 or 21,
yes.
Depending on how you do the math. So is Nkrumah a behemoth philosophy? Everybody wants to take a cherry bite, or it is something people really have the grit, the gusto and the verve to really protect. We've seen analysts who are pro MPP also come out to say they are Nkrumah. We've seen veteran journalists who belong to the CPP tradition, but they veer to either the NDC or the NDC. And these are names that are known to everybody. I need not mention them. So is it becoming a cash cow that everybody wants to take advantage of, or truly when people say they are pro Kwame Nkrumah, they indeed are. So that is the $1 million question. But the NDC sees itself as an appendage of what Dr. Kwame Nkrumah stood for. We can't argue with them on that. But as to the factory, these tie-making factories, shoe-making factories, meat factories, I just passed by one of them not too long ago. I was told in the past that was what Nkrumah had turned it into. I think we swallowed hook, line, and sinker the idea of capitalism. You know, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah built us on the foundation of socialism. That was why he was accused of leaning towards the Soviet Union. So he was pro-poor, pro-public goods and all that. But later we got to realize how rich you can be engaging in politics over time. So you can call yourself, you can have the tag and Nkrumah, but then you'll still be amassing wealth. And there's a testament to that in the slew of allegations. People who claim to be Nkrumah have been accused of in recent years. So let's let sleeping dogs fly. We have a very peaceful history that was punctuated by moments of disagreement, leading to an overthrow, leading to the incarceration of people like J.B. Dankwa and others. But how do we learn from those disagreements and today do what a champion attempted to do? Establish a unigov. Kofi Asante, you and I, if God gives us more life to live for the next 30 years, it will be the same folly of NDC MPP, come do 8 years and go, come do 4 years and go. There will be no continuum. And so can there be a point where we put aside, for the sake of what Nkrumah stood for, this NDC MPP divide, so that as the NDC is in power now, if you have expertise and you are an MPP member, there is no harm in lending a hand to the government for the good of the state. And when the NDC is in opposition, there is no harm in lending a hand. The closest we came was when Professor Evans Atamel came up with the idea of Father for All. But he was censured. He was heavily criticized by some extreme voices, some hawkish voices within his own political party. So therefore, it becomes really difficult to tell what we can do as a country so that we unify our ranks. At every point in time, 50% of our intelligentsia are on the sidelines waiting for the 50% in government to fail so they too can come to power. Literally, that is what we are doing. Cat and mouse game we are playing. And so, Senior Kofi Asante, let's put aside the blame game. Let's put aside the bad blood that existed at some point between our forebears. Where we have taken the mantle, the baton, where do we want to take it? Our presidents who have passed on, they are easily forgotten. Not like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. It means Dr. Kwame Nkrumah represented something. And if the NDC says it is Nkrumah, it should truly depict what Nkrumah stood for.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ibad Ibrahim. I think I have to let you go. And on Friday, we'll have a better part of you with your rapt and full attention like you usually do with us here on NSG News. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibad Ibrahim.
You're most welcome. Thank you for tolerating me while I'm in motion.
We thank you so much. All right, so that was Mr. Ibad Ibrahim. He is a security, social, and also developmental analyst. He's a consultant in terms of security as well. And he is a regular guest online. And we are looking forward to... Okay, Mr. Musa Dankwa has promised us an interview on Friday. So we'll dig deeper with the latest polls by Mr. Musa Dankwa's Global Info Analytics, where it is indicating that the passion and the love for John Dramani Mahama's government is dwindling. It's actually taking a nosedive, and his honeymoon is actually coming to an end. People are expecting a lot from John Dramani Mahama, and we would be finding out from our people here in Adenta Amahia whether their expectations after 9 months have been met. I don't know, but on Friday we'll do more of that. And also, I'm very confident by Friday we would have a lot of time to also talk about the New Patriotic Party's flag bearership race, because the vetting was done yesterday and everybody seemed satisfied. There were 2 people I couldn't even find their videos. Were they 2 or 3? Well, I couldn't find the former General Secretary for the NPP, Kwabena Ejeye Japan. I couldn't find him. In the news media, I couldn't find him. Yeah, I was able to find Dr. Bawumia. I saw Dr. Bawumia. I saw Brian Champo, Dr. Brian Champo. I saw Kennedy Japan. These 3 people, just 3. Dr. Dichum, I couldn't find anything about you. Is it that you couldn't make it? But I know all of you were there. About 5 of you were all there. So what happened? Is it because some of you've not paid your 4 million? All right, so let's do some more stories as we bring a close to today's session of Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition. And I would love to show you some few videos that occasion this week. You know, this program brings a wrap of all the things, the major stories that have actually occasioned this very week. Before we came on air, the New Patriotic Party organized a press conference led by Abu Jinapo. Yes, he was addressing issues that has to do with the United States and Ghana deportees, and also addressed some few concerns as raised by the Foreign Affairs Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa, and they were not happy with it. They said Parliament should have rectified or permitted John Dramani Mahama with respect to the U.S. deportees that they brought to Ghana. And they made references to the Gitmo 2, if you remember, the Gitmo 2, when John Mahama was enjoying his first tenure as president. There were issues surrounding U.S. bringing some Gitmo detainees over here in Ghana to be here for a while. And the case went to court, and the court ruled that Parliament should be aware of whatever happens relating to deportees and deportation. But it looks like this case, Okudzeto Ablakwa, who has been long serving at Parliament with the Parliamentary Affairs on Foreign Affairs, Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Affairs, I must say, pardon me, and he has served on that very committee for quite a long time. So having become the Foreign Affairs Minister, one would never expect that he would go wrong on this. But in an interview with not Richard Delasky, but rather Bernard Kokoavle, he indicated that the Attorney General gave the nod. He okayed it. So it was an MOU, understanding between Ghana and United States. What do we stand to benefit as we deport some Africans from the United States through Ghana to their Nigeria, Gabon, Gambia, and what have you? I'm sure you're ready with a video? All right, let's pick this video and I'll be right back to discuss more of them with you. Please stay with me. All right, so welcome back. Let's do some more stories. And don't forget, Tewu is also on strike. And one interesting part of the demonstration they exhibited yesterday was, we are unionists. We are not politicians. Please watch this video.
Before I start, or I take you through the facts, I want to indicate here that we are unionists and not politicians. We have political neutrality clause in our constitution, so we don't do politics. We are unionists. And unionists don't have friends. We only have a common interest. And that is the interest we are seeking to achieve at this moment. So please, press, I want you to carry this, that we are not politicians. Most often you make statements and some people will politicize it and then put it on political platform. Please, we are not politicians. Maybe after our union work, if we decide to do politics, that is it. But for now, we have political neutrality, which we are abiding by. So we are not politicians. Thank you.
We are not politicians. We are unionists. All right, thank you very much. And that you can see in your short, Justice Bafo Boni over there, the nominated man for the, not just the Supreme Court, but the Chief Justice. Oh, let's talk more about this man because he has been nominated for the position. He was actually acting, but now he's been fully nominated to occupy in whole the Chief Justice position after the suspension, the removal of the former Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. So who is this man? His name is Chief, I was about saying Chief Justice. He's almost Chief Justice. So, all right. So his name is Paul Kwadwo Bafo Boni. So Paul Kwadwo Bafo Boni is a Ghanaian Supreme Court judge. He was born at Gwaso, Mempe Asem, Ghana, to Openying Bafo Boni from Sewi in the Bono Bosomtwe district, and Ama Cherewa from Bremang in the Kumasi area. He attended the Goso Local Authority Primary Middle Schools, obtaining a middle school leaving certificate in the 1960s. He also attended the Konongo Odumase Secondary School for his GCE ordinary level, what we call the O level, and GCE advanced level certificate, what we call the A level, and then proceeded to the University of Ghana and the Ghana Law School. In 1981, please note the date, 1981, he was called to the bar. Were you born by then? 1981, he was called to the bar. He worked as a circuit court judge in Kumasi and served as high court judge at Dauyao Nkwanta, or Duayao Nkwanta, pardon me, Duayao Nkwanta. Prior to his appointment as a Supreme Court judge by the President of Ghana, John Kufuor, in June 2008, he served as an appeals court judge. So don't forget, 2008, he was called to the Supreme Court, and before that, he has served as appeals court judge. And the president who did that, called him to the Supreme Court, was John Kufuor, NPP, John Kufuor. Paul Bafo Boni was on the panel of Supreme Court judges who ruled against a petition where the New Patriotic Party asked for about 4 million votes to be scrapped after it was alleged to be tampered with in the 2012 Ghanaian election. Justice Bafo Boni's rich professional background extends beyond the judiciary. Prior to joining the bench in 1992, he worked as a Principal Inspector of Taxes and Head of Legal for the Eastern and Volta regions at the Internal Revenue Service, IRS. Earlier still, he served in the Ghana Prison Service, where he rose to become Deputy Superintendent of Prisons and Head of Legal at the prison's headquarters. He is married to Patricia Bafo Boni and has a daughter, a medical, and his daughter is a medical doctor, I must say. He's married to Patricia Boni, and his daughter is a medical doctor. He is the brother of Kwesi Saint Bafo Boni, who owns Network Broadcasting Company Limited that runs Radio Gold FM in Ghana. So this is a brief about the man who is about occupying the Chief Justice position as His Excellency the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, removed Gertrude Torkornoo. Chief Justice Bafu Kwejo Boni has been nominated. Well, he's here to occupy it, but he's acting. So he's now acting Chief Justice, and he's been nominated. We'll see how it goes. We have some other stories relating to this because the former Chief Justice is at the High Court. Is it a High Court? I think so. She's at the High Court going to pray the court for some few remedies, because she says she can't be sacked as Chief Justice and procedurally be sacked also as Supreme Court judge. And she's going to question why she can't remain as a judge but keep away her job as Chief Justice. Well, the Deputy Attorney General, lawyer Srimsai, was also in court with her, and per the instructions of the Attorney General, not Godfrey Dame, that was previous, or the former Attorney General. This one is, I'll get his name for you pretty shortly. And they have gone to ask that the case be referred to the Supreme Court for some few constitutional interpretation. And I'll get the name really shortly. Dominic Akrotinga Ayeni. Yes, that's his name. This is the current Attorney General. So he has asked his deputy, Dr. Srimsai, to go and pray the court that the issue be removed from the High Court to the Supreme Court, so that some 3 motions or some 3 questions be asked of the Supreme Court for, if you like, constitutional interpretation and understanding. And here are the 3 questions. The very first one has to do with whether a person may retain their previous judicial office upon appointment to the office of Chief Justice. And there you have it. That's the very first question. That's the very first question. And I repeat, it says whether a person may retain their previous judicial office upon appointment to the office of Chief Justice. So we want constitutional interpretation to this very one. And we'll move to the second motion. The second question he wants to find out, the Attorney General says, whether the Chief Justice's membership of the Superior Courts of Adjudicature is ex officio the office of Chief Justice. That's the second motion he is asking for. And I would love to repeat, whether the Chief Justice's membership of the Supreme Courts of Adjudicature is ex officio the office of Chief Justice. The very third motion, which is the third question, is whether a person may retain their membership of the Superior Courts of Adjudicature upon removal from the office of Chief Justice. So whether a person may retain their membership of the Superior Court of Adjudicature upon removal from the office of Chief Justice. Akrotinga Ayenini is asking all of this, and I'm sure by Friday, I don't know of the date for this hearing, but I'll find out. Friday we'll come back to brief you more on this, and we'll go for a quick breather. When I come back, we'll wrap it all up for today. Please stay with me. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and we are streaming live on NSG News TV, and that's our channel's name. Please share our link and enjoy our broadcast, because we bring you a wrap of whatever is happening in Ghana. We mean the major stories. Please stay. I'll be right back. All right, so welcome back. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and this has been Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition. Thank you so much for being there for us. We brought you stories relating to crime, politics, economy, social issues, Galamsey stories, and what have you. And from our luxurious studios here in Amahia Adenta, here in Accra, Ghana, thank you. Wherever you watch that from, we say a big thank you to you. Please continue to share our page, like our page, and share it with the rest of the world. And on Friday, we'll be here to do it all over again. Once again, a big thank you to our executive producer, to our producers over here, our technical crew, our camera crew. Thank you very much. And my name is Kofi Asante Mensah. This has been NSG Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition. and I say bye for now.
A whole new beginning. Get used to it. I have stepped into my new beginning. Yesterday is gone.